Hello, my name is Craig Houin from Sunrise Cooperative. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to pull a grid soil sample for analysis, recommendation, and prescriptive management of nutrients. Before I demonstrate the how, let me explain the why. The best way I figured out how to explain the why is to give an example of a teacher in a classroom. Consider a teacher, after several weeks of teaching a whole host of subject matter, wants to evaluate how her students are learning. She could give a single student a test on math, with another student getting tested on science, while a third gets a test on social studies. The teacher will get results, but only from specific students. What if the test each student gets is their weakest subject, or their strongest, and it's meant to represent the knowledge of the entire class? Now let's consider the method of testing we've all grown up with in school. Each student receives a test, which includes all subject matter the teacher wants to evaluate. This enables the teacher to determine whether or not each student has successfully learned the subject matter, or if certain students need additional attention on specific areas of study. Tying this back to soil sampling, we can test one of two ways. First, we can sample a field with a composite test, with each sample representing 25 to 30 acres. Each sample will consist of 6 to 8 soil cores across the sample area, with one portion being tested for pH, another portion being tested for phosphorus, and another tested for potassium, etc., just as a teacher testing a few students in a class to represent the whole class. Or, secondly, we can break the field up into 2.5 acre grids, just as students in classroom desks. Each grid is tested for all nutrients of interest: potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, along with CEC, organic matter, and pH. The 2.5 acre grid procedure allows us to determine nutrient variability to prescriptively manage our field's fertility, with the goal of improving such things as herbicide performance, nutrient availability, and ultimately yield. That's why we soil sample. Now let's talk about the how. Tools needed to complete a grid soil sample include a tablet computer, and we prefer iPads, with a GIS app, a satellite receiver, a soil probe, soil sample bags, and unless you want to walk a lot, a gator, or other type of ATV. When speaking of the probe, Sunrise has two methods to collect samples. We utilize hand probes, which requires getting out of the vehicle to manually collect samples, and an automated probe. Hand probes work extremely well. With our trained field technicians, it doesn't take long for them to collect consistent samples. The automated probes have been on the market for several years and are efficient labor savers. Ours are built specifically for us in Ohio and have worked well for a long time. These enable field technicians to pull samples from the driver's seat, reducing fatigue while providing consistent samples. When Sunrise Cooperative is given an order to grid sample a field, our Agronomy Solutions advisors work with our Precision Solutions team to get it done. Field orders are placed into our GIS platform, which sends the order to the field technician's iPad and run in our soil sampling software. We run the boundary of the field to get a true acres of the field, then either create a new grid or pull from existing points created in the office. Once the grid is set, we drive to the center of each grid to set a point in the app and collect the soil sample. With the hand probe, we walk around the vehicle at least 6 to 8 feet away and pull 6 to 8 cores. Using an automated probe, we will pull 6 to 8 samples in line with 3 to 6 inches between each core. This locates all cores in the center of the grid to enable repeat visits for the next sample event. Sunrise practices and recommends soil sampling the same site for the next sample event, whether that is 3 or 4 years later. This enables us to evaluate the progress of prescriptive nutrient management. When going to the third event, we will offset the sample site within the grid to determine if there is any variability present between the sites. Over time, we will reduce variability and hold nutrient levels in the maintenance range. This reduces long-term need for additional fertilizer and lime rates with each application. This is the how, but more importantly, the why of grid soil sampling. If you have any questions or are interested in learning more, please contact your Sunrise Agronomy Solutions advisor, your local Sunrise Precision Solutions team member, or visit our website, www.sunriseco-op.com/precision, to learn more.